Empowering Women to Succeed, Turning Tragedy into Triumph is a book full of personal stories of 18 powerful, dynamic women who are sharing their stories and about life-altering events that have happened in their life that they were able to overcome. And we want to encourage you to turn your tragedy into triumph.
Hi, I am so excited for you to read my story, Finding My Shoes, where I share with you how I overcame 10 years of homelessness and addiction to become a professor, a teacher, an author, and an actress. You will be inspired to believe in yourself and your ability to do your best because you are intelligent and capable of achieving greatness. After reading Finding My Shoes, you too will have what it takes to make your goals and dreams become a reality.
I decided to participate in empowering women to succeed with my story because I wanted to honor women ahead of me in my community, my family, and teachers that were the heroes of my life and helped me overcome my personal circumstances. I hope to inspire other kids and keep the promise by paying it forward.
I decided to share my story to encourage women who hide behind their pain, having experienced at an early age an identity crisis, molestation, teen promiscuity, dysfunctional relationships, settling, and experiencing the most devastating loss known to mankind. I was an expert at hiding behind my fear. But writing my story liberated me and allowed me to triumph over my tragedies. With my story, I hope to inspire others to conquer their fears and embrace their pain and live life to the fullest.
I decided to share my story in empowering women to succeed, to let other women know that they are not alone and that they too can overcome. I went through a divorce, I went through financial difficulty, I went through so many different situations and circumstances, but I overcame. And I'm just here to encourage other women and inspire them that they too can overcome. They can turn their test into a testimony and their pain into power.
Empowering women to succeed, I decided to be a part of this amazing story to encourage others to be leaders. Growing up, I had no one to look up to and was in dysfunctional relationships and even was incarcerated. So I hope my story touch all of you women and ladies to empower others to be leaders and encourage others to shine.
I decided to participate in this amazing book, Empowering Women to Succeed, is because I believed in the gift of storytelling. And my chapter is chapter 2, Be Well. It's easy for us to be well when all is right in our life. But in my chapter, you'll see how I was able to be well during a time of transition, of incarceration of parents, divorce, bankruptcy, and many other life tragedies. Join us on this journey as we show how we can turn tragedy to triumph.
Hi, I decided to share my story in Empowering Women to Succeed, Turning Tragedy into Triumph, because I wanted to let women know that you can definitely overcome some obstacles in your life. I went through feeling rejected, unloved, and defeated. However, I want you to know that you are not defeated and that you are not unloved and that you definitely and certainly can come through and be an overcomer. So please take this journey with us and share and read our story and be empowered by Empowering Women to Succeed.
My husband and I have adopted 13 children. My story talks about who I was before I adopted those 13 children. Some people assume that we are either saints or insane, but I'm officially neither of those, although some people feel that I'm more crazy. My story talks about how medical experts say I'm 1 in a million. Find out why in my chapter called Persistence is the Key.
Sharing my story with you is my opportunity to share my passion. Owning my identity is key. Allowed me to be free, to express what my struggles were in early childhood, and it is up to you to claim your identity, to be whoever you want to be, whenever. Evolve, change, live fearlessly. Own your identity. It was key to my happiness. So enjoy the journey.
I'm sharing my story about my struggles and my challenges with regards to immigrating and with traveling with my 3 youngest children and my husband. I want to encourage women to know to be strong, to be limitless, and to know that no matter how hard the struggle is, we can triumph.
My story is about the tragedy, loss, and grief, and the healing process after the loss of a child. No parent expects to lose a child or have a child to precede them in death. But if you are one who have also shared this experience, please come along with this journey with me and heal with me and cry with me and smile again like I did.
I decided to share my story because I spent a lot of years as a child and as an adult feeling like I've lived inside of this bubble. And I wanted other men, women, and children to know that there is life after being bullied, after being teased, after feeling unloved, after just not loving yourself. I want them to know that there is life after those struggles.
In this book, I share my story about how I grew up, how I dealt with my parents' violent divorce, the conflict in my family, and through all of that, finding my identity as an adult. In college, I kind of lost my way, and I want to inspire women to know that there's always coming back to who you are. And now I know who I am, and I want to empower women to find themselves as well.
I share my story about how I triumphed after becoming a single teenage mother at the age of 15, only to birth the daughter that eventually would save my life. I empower everyone to just know that God has a goal for each and every one of you. My story is about me triumphing over death, over friendships, over finances, over things that were happening in my life. But it's all to let you know that you have a destiny that God has already given you, and you can find your way. So we want to empower you to succeed.
I share my story in the book about how I really had to learn how to love myself again after overcoming a divorce and many other tragedies in my life. I really wanted to inspire other women to know that we need each other. We must work together, that we need to get rid of all the dysfunction of us gossiping about each other, talking about each other, and really start loving on one another. So I want you to turn your tragedy into triumph by starting to love yourself.
Empowering women to succeed. Woo!